Well, hello, and welcome to I Love Gay today. And we're going to have some fun here today. It's also going back a little bit in history for those of us who have ever seen such movies as Planet of the Apes, because we are here with Samuel Garza Bernstein, and we're going to talk about his new biography of Roddy McDowall. How are you, Samuel?
I'm very well, thank you. And thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. It was great when you reached out and at first I was like, wait a second. And like, I don't know this guy, but then I realized that we were talking about it earlier. I know your husband. And so we both of us being from LA originally, and it was just funny that it's such a small world sometimes.
It is, and I'm talking to you from Portugal. So there you are.
You are living the dream. But no, you've got this huge history as I was kind of going through your website and social media. I was amazed of some of the work you had done, and I was thinking like, why hadn't I met this guy yet before? And but yeah, tell us a little bit about, especially the book you've got that's coming out right now. With for any of us again that watched Planet of the Apes, we definitely know who Roddy McDowall was, and so many other movies as well.
Well, Roddy McDowall, An Actor's Life, is in bookstores now and available online.
Yeah.
It's the first biography that's been published about this remarkable man. He was an actor for 60 years. He was a photographer and a director. Famously, he was best friends with Elizabeth Taylor and a lot of other kind of amazing people in his lifetime. And I really he left behind a great legacy of not just the movies that he made, but also kind of the good works that he did. And he was very active in what became the Motion Picture Television Fund and the country home where older actors go to live. He was very active with film preservation. And he left also an archive at Boston University where I was able to sift through thousands of letters from people like Noel Coward and Richard Burton and John Gielgud. And it was just, it's really been an amazing process. And I have to say, don't tell my husband, but I pretty much fell pretty much in love with Roddy McDowall during this process.
I can imagine. And but I don't think everybody knew that. I don't know, you would probably have a better sense of he was gay, but
Yeah.
how his level of openness to it, because I had never known that until but I like others, I had always, I probably suspected and figured that he was, but in the time that he was acting and so forth, it was definitely not a time to be that publicly out.
No. Well, and he started as a child actor, with things like How Green Was My Valley and Lassie Come Home and My Friend Flicka. He was really a really big star as a child,
Yeah.
and from the age of about 12. And then he made his transition into adulthood, and it was a little bumpy, but he moved to New York. He got involved with theater. He got involved with television, doing a lot of anthology productions, and fell in love with Montgomery Clift. And that was kind of his first big love. The one great thing that I discovered in the archives was the total normalization of his relationships within his circle.
Yeah.
So, whether you're talking about the business people, agents, network executives, TV executives, film people, or his family and friends, everyone knew who his partners were. People, give my love to John. John sent me the funniest card the other day. Oh, you two are so lucky to be together. It was very natural
Yeah.
and not like that his partner was that anyone would pretend that he was his assistant or something like that. And so that made me very happy for him.
Yeah.
I'd written a previous book about Cesar Romero, who was also gay, and he did not have that kind of openness within family and friends. Obviously, there were some people who knew, but his relationships never took on that kind of, And I use the word normalcy in
Mhm.
quotes. I don't mean to imply my own sort of idea of what is normal, but
Yeah.
just the idea that among family and friends, people know about it, and it's okay.
Yeah. But you've done not only this one with Roddy McDowall, you mentioned Cesar Romero, but you've done a number of books. I was writing down some of the things you did. Something with was it a film, After Forever?
Oh, After Forever is a TV show that I'm actually just now finishing the scripts for the fourth season. It's a show that runs on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
And along with Kevin Spiritus and Chris Rowe, I'm one of the executive producers.
Okay.
And we are getting ready to do a big change for the major character is going to make a big move from New York City to another city. I'm not saying where. And we're getting ready to shoot 10 more episodes of that. So I and I've got two books in the pipeline that I'm working on as well. So I keep myself busy.
Wow. Any insights on these books you're working on, or is that we have to stay tuned?
Well, I think you need to stay tuned.
Yeah.
I'm not quite ready to announce, but the then I also, I have this whole other part of my work life where I work with private story development clients, and that's a really fun part of my job because I enjoy. So when I'm stuck trying to figure out a plot thing on something that I'm working on, suddenly I can sit down with somebody else who's got a very different project, and we can talk about their problem and maybe come up with a couple of solutions. But in that process, it sort of takes me out of my own creative work, and then I come with fresh eyes to whatever the problem is at hand for myself.
Nice. And I definitely loved when I was looking at all the photos. I loved it was the book you did with Joan Crawford about Joan Crawford, and that's a
I
talk about
loved
an
doing
icon.
that. Well, and I really feel like it was kind of a corrective because
Mm.
it's a book that is about her work and her cultural impact. We all, let's put Mommy Dearest to the side. Um, However much of that is real, not real, true, not true, I'm fairly certain she was not the greatest mother in the world. I'm fairly certain. But we're talking about a woman who was number one at the box office in 1930, almost 100 years ago.
Yeah,
And yet we still know who this person is. Why?
I know.
And how much she influenced what American women thought of themselves and who they thought they should be when they grew up. And
Mm.
she was enormously, enormously impactful on our ideas about what an American woman is, what she should be, what she should strive to be, and in some very positive senses, and in some not so positive senses.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is great. And we're so the Roddy McDowall biography that comes out this week, yes?
Came out last month.
Oh, it
Last
did.
month.
Okay. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's out and available for anybody that wants to pick it up on whether it's Amazon and so forth. So but we'll
yeah.
make sure I'm gonna have all the links to everything that your website, your social media and so forth so that people can
And
find you. And
it's usually just at by Samuel Garza Bernstein gets you pretty much everything just pops up. And it's all there.
perfect. Yeah, well, I'll make sure I have links to all of that. And but mostly it was just I'm so glad that we were able to take some time to just kind of dive into some of your history here. And I just really appreciate your time.
Oh, it's great. I love talking about my work, but I also love that the people that I write about, the things that I write about, they're connected to my own life. They're connected to my LGBTQI plus identity. They're connected to things that I believe about the world, and so
Yeah.
it's always a pleasure.
Yeah. Well, again, thanks so much. And I definitely look forward to being able to connect in the real world sometime here soon.